Pretty good.
Bowlers, welcome to the 2018 Ebonite Lafayette Open, powered by Savage Bowling TV. We'd like to thank the following sponsors for allowing us to conduct our 21st event this year. I want to thank sponsors Ebonite, Savage Bowling Pro Shops, Awards Unlimited, Smith Drain Service, Mustang Alley, Tim Seifers, Schomer's Plumbing, Ace Fire Protection, and Mr. David Slavin here from Big Four Socks. And speaking of Big Four Socks, Dave's got product on display. I'm a firm believer in it. I wear it even to work. I believe he's got a tournament special this weekend, $10 a pair. So please see Dave here in front of the Pro Shop if you'd like to try out a pair. He'll take good care of you. But with these sponsors, we've contributed over $3,000 to the prize fund before we begin. So I want to thank those sponsors too as well. Also, we have a nice display of Ebonite bowling balls inside the tournament office behind lanes 1 and 2. You can check out the Choice, the Impact, the Destiny line, and also the Matrix Solid. If you haven't tried out an Ebonite product, you need to hit up a EBI demo day near you and try some of this stuff out. They've got a lot of good equipment out there right now. Also, we'd like to recognize some past champions bowling on this squad. Our 2006 champion on lane 9, Mr. Mark Sullivan. Our 2016 champion on lane 8, Mr. Wesley Lowe. And our defending champion on lane 1, Mr. Joe Bailey. All right, bowlers, you'll be bowling 4 games across the entire center. You will skip 2 pair and bowl on the 3rd. Again, skip 2 pair and bowl on the 3rd. You may practice on any of your pairs you will hit in your cross. The last 5 minutes of practice, I'll ask you to return to your starting lanes. I will be passing out some score sheets for you guys, your scorecards you checked in. We'll also be passing out score sheets. Everybody on that sheet will be listed. Bowler A will be the scorekeeper for that pair. You'll write your scores down for each game, tear the sheet off, and leave it on that pair, and then we can come across and pick those sheets up and get brackets and scores posted and updated as quickly as we can. That'll help us out immensely. So Bowler A will be the scorekeeper for the pair. However, you are responsible for making sure your scores are correct. The low score could be accepted once you have turned in your score sheet. So please make sure you check those with the scorekeeper too. You have until the completion of practice to enter brackets. Games 1, 2, and 3. We have $2 limited and $5 unlimited, plus a $15 high game pot that will pay each game and series. Last but not least, all qualifying squads and match play will be live streamed on Savage Bowling TV. I want to thank Chad Lester for his time in making this happen. And if you know anyone, please send them a message. Tell them to go to YouTube, Savage Bowling TV on YouTube, and you can watch everything from front to back this weekend. So, bowlers, your lanes are going to be coming on for practice. At least 15 minutes probably. So 10 to 15 minutes of practice. You can go on any pair that you cross. Please wait until you get a full rack of pins before you begin. Wait till your pin setters give you a full rack and then you may begin. Again, you can bowl on any of your pairs that you do hit in your cross. Good luck. please return to your starting pairs for the last 5 minutes. You got 5 minutes remaining. Bowlers, return to your starting pair, please. Okay, bowlers, hold up on your practice, please. Hold up on your practice. Recycle your pin setters to the first ball for me, please. Again, you will be bowling 4 games across the entire center. Skipping 2 pair and bowling on the 3rd. You'll be bowling. You'll be skipping 2 pair and bowling on the 3rd. Last call for brackets behind lanes 1 and 2. Bracket games for 1, 2, and 3. Make sure you keep your scorecard. We can get that taken care of quickly. We're working on a little issue on the scorecards for the bowler A to fill out for everyone. If you don't have those tonight, just please make sure you have your scorecards on the rail so we can get scores updated as quickly as possible. Again, you're bowling for the top 32 for Sunday morning. Good luck. Good scoring.
Four bowlers a pair. It should take no more than 2 hours, 2.5 hours. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2018, the 21st Ebonite Lafayette Open, powered by Savage Bowling TV. Hello, everyone. I'm Scott Gilmore, and welcome to the Friday night 7 p.m. squad here at Mustang Alley in Lafayette, Indiana. Want to thank Larry Jenkins and Holly Shepard for their accommodations and hosting this event for the 21st consecutive year. Not many events can claim that length of time. A couple of key bowlers bowling tonight's squad, as you'll be watching bowlers bowling over quite a bit of a wide area here. Chad's got us set up with a wide lens here shot. But Wesley Lowe, our 2016 champion, is here tonight. Mark Sullivan, our 2006 champion, is bowling tonight. And then Joe Bailey from Wooster, Ohio, our defending champion, is bowling tonight too as well. Plenty of other great bowlers taking their shot here at the $2,000 guaranteed first place prize here this weekend. Want to thank our sponsors, Ebonite. Want to thank Savage Bowling Pro Shops, Schomer's Plumbing, Smith Drain Service, Awards Unlimited. Also want to thank Dave Slavin here from Big Four Socks. If you're in the area and you want to stop by here at Mustang Alley and watch a live portion of this tournament, Dave is going to be on, have his stuff on display, and at $10 a pair, discounted price tonight and this weekend, all weekend, for Big Four Socks. And believe me, I've had my doubts at the beginning, but Dave has educated me on the sock, and I've bought 5 pair, and I believe by them and wear them for work all the times too as well. So the most comfortable sock I've ever worn. So I think you'll enjoy if you get a chance out there to buy a pair as well. Also, other sponsors, Ace Fire Protection as well. With those sponsors, already $3,000 into the prize fund this weekend. So we want to thank those sponsors, and without them, this wouldn't be possible. So again, sit back and relax, enjoy the next 2.5 hours of qualifying here from Mustang Alley in Lafayette, Indiana for the 21st edition of the Ebonite Lafayette Open. Chad Lester and my good friend Tim Seifers, who is also a wonderful sponsor to the event, will be bringing you all the action this evening during this live stream portion, and we thank you for watching on Savage Bowling TV. So I'm going to hand things over to Chad and Tim, and enjoy yourself this evening, and we'll get the scores updated as quickly as we can after each game has been completed. So enjoy, and thanks for watching, and enjoy the commentary from Mr. Chad Lester and Tim Seifers.
All right, Chad Lester here from Savage Bowling TV. Not quite the professional of Scott Gilmore, but, you know, we get the job done. One of our sponsors, Tim Seifers, good friend of mine, is going to join me here in the booth in just a couple minutes. He's always been very generous in sponsoring these tournaments and a lot of tournaments around the area. He even sponsors some bowlers too. So as he sits down, we're gonna talk to him. Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me good?
Yes, can you hear me?
Oh, good, good. Yes, we just got new headphones, so these are a lot nicer than the old ones. So once again, thanks for sponsoring, being a sponsor of this tournament. It's a lot of good sponsors, but you know, it's an individual. Really, you're not even a business owner; you're just a local bowler, right?
Right.
So,
I just enjoy giving back to the sport. You know, that's always been here for me, and you know, Scott and I are good friends, and And obviously, this is one of the top, tournaments in the Midwest that bowlers can, come bowl in, every year this time of the year. So local, it's another reason why I enjoy helping sponsor, and I just get it, I just get a kick out of it, Bowling at times, from what I can see, has been a dying sport, but my hope is that it's starting to slowly come back around a little bit. So it just takes a lot, A lot of these guys out here tonight, bowl every weekend somewhere, You
look at tournaments like this. This tournament's been around 21 years now. This tournament's not
amazing.
Dying,
Right.
And people talk about the sport of bowling is dying. I think we're seeing it change the corner, turn the corner a little bit.
Right.
More tournaments. Certainly on the recreational side, that's still going strong. League bowling, not sure where everything's at with that, but there seems to be more league bowlers, depending on where you go.
Yeah, and the league bowling, myself included, it becomes a big commitment when you want to commit to a 33-week season, and I guess that's where I'm coming from as far as the sport. Where it's at with league bowling is a lot of bowlers like myself, and I don't think you're even bowling much anymore.
Well, I've got other things going on, but
right.
I mean, it's just a temporary thing for me. But
right.
The last couple of years for me, bowling league, I get to about week 23,
sure,
10 weeks left, start feeling aches and pains, don't feel like I'm going to bowl anymore. It just, you sit there and you're like, I don't want to bowl, and you get there and you find out it's fun again when you do bowl. But
right.
I think in today's society, a lot of people have different things going on, and it's just not, people aren't concentrating on one thing anymore like they used to back in the day. People just bowl.
Right.
Even with youth bowling, we see a lot of youth bowlers who may not start bowling their youth league until later because they play fall baseball.
They play so many different sports.
And soccer and whatever. Right. So it's just not a one-sport thing anymore. Not that that's a bad thing. I think kids should play as many sports as they can.
Sure.
But, make some time for bowling.
Sure.
That's how we all live. We're all passionate about bowling. So.
You talk about tournaments and stuff, how this tournament, has been a continued success every year. I look at PBA Tour. Mm-hmm. I think that is could be possibly starting to make a comeback. PBA and Fox Sports reached an agreement.
Yeah, I think
I think that's huge for the PBA Tour.
Right, that's going to be awesome to see bowling every week and
right.
When we were kids,
live on national TV.
It's live. When we were kids, they bowled every week. They traveled from city to city. We're going to kind of start getting that a little bit, I think, with Fox, but
sure.
Just to see it on TV every week is good for bowling because, we're going to be on 3 or 4 straight weeks, and we're not going to be on for another 8 weeks.
Sure.
It's just like it's almost like when it was on ESPN, they were just teasing the viewer. You just felt teased. They're like, oh, man, the season's going. Can't wait to see who's going to be on next week. And then it's done.
Well, and
it also
with a lot of that with the ESPN, these last couple of years, a lot of people knew who won the tournaments.
That's what I was just going to say. A lot of it was pre-taped, and
right. And you could watch it, on social media and stuff, and it just was going way downhill.
Right. We'll have some PBA members here this weekend.
We've actually got a couple out here bowling tonight. Gene Perez.
Yeah.
From Greenwood, he does have his PBA card.
Wesley Lowe bowls some events, I believe.
Wesley Lowe, okay. Mark Sullivan, he's a PBA 50 tour bowler. Without walking through to see who's all bowling, I know those guys definitely.
In the past, we've had Ronnie Russell bowl this. Hopefully, he'll be here this weekend. I'm not sure if he has other commitments or not. We know E.J. Tackett won't be here. He's in Hong Kong for the World Championships.
Okay.
I'm not sure when that's over, but I'm pretty sure that, after a week overseas, you probably don't want to turn around and bowl a tournament.
Right.
So,
right.
So we've had some big names over the years in this tournament, and really one of the big names who's won it, who was a PBA national champion, was Eugene McCune.
Absolutely.
He won it 1 year. I think I have the list.
Eugene actually bowled his first PBA 50 tournament over the summer, this past summer, and won his first event that he bowled in.
Eugene won it in 2005.
2005? Okay.
E.J. Tackett is a past champion in 2012. That was before he hit the tour, I believe.
Last year's winner, Joe Bailey, is, I believe, bowling the squad tonight. I saw him earlier.
He's here.
Okay.
He is here.
Yeah.
Trying to defend his title. I don't think anybody's won back-to-back since we started this, back in 1998. We've had multiple people with multiple titles, but never a back-to-back. This tournament's hard to win back-to-back.
This tournament's hard enough.
Yeah.
I mean, let alone to try to win, as it should be. When you get a prize fund like this, lane conditions should be a challenge. You don't want to put out a cake shot for the type of prize fund that this tournament goes for. So
when the caliber bowler that this tournament's geared towards, they don't want to bowl on anything easy.
Right, that's what I was getting ready to say.
Something out easy, then you're going to see a decline in entries.
A lot of these bowlers that are here tonight would not be bowling.
Yeah.
So,
in fact, I remember when we started this tournament in 1998, those first 2, 3, 4 years, I did the lanes, and sometimes I don't remember the scores, but man, you didn't have to shoot very much to make the cut.
Sure.
I think it was a 3-game qualifier back then, and you could shoot, 520 to make the cut. So it's a little bit easier than what it has been, but
a lot has changed too with bowling balls,
yep.
lane conditions, oils, all those variables.
Yep.
And from what I've understood, this year's oil pattern is the same exact as last year's, just a different type of oil.
Yes,
am I correct on this?
From what I understand, it's the same pattern. At least it looks that way. I know since Holly and Larry have taken over Mustang Alley, they did switch oils. So automatically, even if it is the same pattern, it's going to play a little bit different.
The lanes are going to play different.
So it'll be interesting to see from that standpoint how they do play compared to last year.
Sure.
So
I noticed during practice when I was walking up and down, I noticed a lot of guys, putting some surface. I seen several guys putting a lot of surface on their bowling balls. So they look pretty slick to me.
Right. It's 44 feet.
Okay.
About 31, almost 32 mils of oil. I had the pattern. I just didn't load it into our system here. I'll have that tomorrow. But I think automatically people think, 31, 32 mils of oil, 44 feet, they're going to be tight. So everybody went right to surface.
Right.
Some people's kind of changed away from the surface now. They figured out that it does hook more than what it shows on the piece of paper. But
sure.
Another thing is I don't think you're going to see urethane in play as much, especially in the early part of the blocks.
I saw some of it during practice. I don't know if those guys are still throwing it right now, but I did see that during practice. And a couple of the guys, Gene Perez.
That's all he owns, though, is urethane, right?
He's an incredible bowler. I could talk about him. He's been on quite a hot streak for those that bowl weekends and stuff.
Yeah, if you followed us a few weeks ago, we did the finals of the Indiana Scratch Classic. He was the champion.
He won that.
He won it pretty easily, too.
There was a tournament last Friday, Black Friday, up in Fort Wayne, the Black Friday Trios. Gene and his team won that. And then Saturday last weekend, they had the 40 over, 40 under doubles.
Scott Gilmore and him.
Scott Gilmore and Gene won that.
Yeah,
so
I saw that on Facebook.
So,
and they dominated too from the way it looked. I saw the bracket of that.
And they started off slow during qualifying. So,
didn't they shoot 299 the last game just to kind of.
I believe so. Yes.
So wonder who was the one who left the 9 count. I bet it was Gene.
I bet it was Gene. We're going to be nice to Scott and not blame him. So.
So what we got going on here is we got 3 cameras set up today. Right now you're looking at looks like 17, 18, 19, 20, 15, 16, 17, 18. Sorry, 15, 16, 17, and 18.
Yep.
Our middle camera here is going to look at lanes 11 through 14.
Okay.
And then down on the low end, you're looking at 7, 8, 9, and 10. So trying to capture 4 pairs at once. I'll have the same setup on Sunday for match play. And then the finals looks like will probably be on 11 and 12.
So when spectators are at home tuning into this, they have access to see all the footage with all these cameras in?
When I switch to it.
When you switch to it. Okay.
So right now, you see on a monitor here, you're looking at 15, 16, 17, and 18.
Yep.
And it looks like nobody's bowling. I'm not sure why. I just saw Andy bowl. Andy Moulton.
That's Andy Moulton.
Mm-hmm. So, we'll switch every few frames and give everybody a wide variety. Plus, they move. They bowl a game, skip 2 pairs, bowl in the third. So we're going to see a good variety of bowlers this weekend.
Sure. Do you recall, Chad, how many entries that Scott had last year for this event?
A bunch. I was record 250. I want to say entries, but
that is amazing.
It was a 20th anniversary tournament.
Sure.
He had a lot of extra sponsors. We guaranteed $4,000 first place. We're back down to the normal $2,000. So
sure.
Hopefully 250 entries would be excellent again this year.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, over 250 entries last year. What's nice about this tournament, if you make the top 32, it's not like you just get your entry fee back. He usually pays more than just the entry fee for that last cashing spot. And if there's enough entries, he'll pay more than 32 spots.
That's great.
So you don't even have to make the cut to cash.
Right.
And then you'll make your money back plus some.
Sure.
So it's a pretty generous prize fund. It's really fair, I believe.
Sure.
And it's one of the things this tournament is known for. It's a pretty good prize fund. So we're going to switch. As soon as I hit the right button. All right, we're going to switch here to 11 through 14.
Okay.
One other bowler that Scott didn't mention, I don't think he mentioned, is Jeffrey Mann is bowling.
Junior gold champ.
Junior gold champ in 2017, was it?
2017, correct. Believe it was in Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
Heck of a bowler.
Yes.
The kid has so much talent.
Yes.
Great kid.
Now at Marion University.
Down at Marion. Great family.
Yes.
I actually bowl with his dad, Mike, a couple nights during the week in leagues. So just a great family overall.
I bowled with Mike in state this past year.
Okay.
A team event. And we actually cashed.
Okay.
I didn't think we bowled good enough to cash, and he calls me up and says, "Hey, I got a check for you." I'm like, "What? Wow." We cashed. We were like in the top 10. I was like, I didn't think we bowled that good. So maybe it's just from my personal experience, because I think I bowled good 2 of the 3 games. I bowled pretty bad that last game, but yeah, it was pretty good.
I'm just trying to figure out who we've got on these pairs, Chad, that we've got live right now. Randy Muse, he is up bowling on lane 11. He just
left that smash 9.
Yeah, he's a local player. Mark Sullivan, PBA 50 player. He's up on lane 10. Mark's a great guy.
Oh yeah.
from
former
the
champion.
Former champion from the Indy area. Just a really, really good guy once you get to know him. Aaron McCormick's actually on his pair too, Chad. Aaron's up on lane 9 right now, trying to convert the. He actually did not convert that spare, but Aaron's a great guy too, local player. Aaron's won some big tournaments in his career. Not for sure what all tournaments he won, but I know his name is out there.
And we got a correction here on our live chat on YouTube. It was 2016 Jeffrey won junior gold.
2016.
Yes.
Okay,
2017
that was our
was in Cleveland.
Okay.
Thanks, Henry. Henry Craig.
Okay. 2016. Okay. Another local bowler, Joe Massey.
He's up on 7 and 8. We'll go down there in just a minute. But Joe, they're in the 10th frame now. So
okay.
Joe, for people who don't know, it seemed like every year, there was a good stretch of years there where he made it to the round of 8 every year.
Oh, sure.
And I don't think he bowled last year. I don't remember if he bowled last year or not, but he didn't make the round of 8 then. But he was just knocking on the door every year.
Sure.
And he just couldn't get the job done. But he's always bowled good. And one thing I remember about Joe, he'll play a different part of the lane where nobody else would be, and he'll make it work
and score.
Yeah, and everybody's like, "Well, how are you doing that?"
Right. Just try and check some scores out right now, Chad.
Yeah, they're getting ready to finish their first game. We're back down on 7-8, 9-10. Starting to finish. This night's going to go pretty quick, but it kind of gets us in the rhythm for tomorrow, which is an extremely long day.
Sure.
But it's fun because, you know, everybody's jockeying for position, and, you know, we get into that last squad tomorrow night.
It's going to get pretty tense.
It's going to get interesting.
Yeah.
And normally the scores are pretty close as far as, you know, top to bottom.
Sure.
So you see a lot of movement. A lot of people re-entering, trying to, you know, either better their score or just make the cut.
I know for spectators wanting kind of an idea on scores, I know we're not live on 11 and 12, but local bowler Randy Muse, he strikes on his fill shot. He's shooting 255 out of the gate.
Yeah. And if I remember right, that's what we saw last year. That first
scores
game.
Start off a little high,
yep,
then
they kind of
fall down a little bit.
I mean, he's going to have 252.
252.
And that's a good start in this tournament.
That's a great start in this tournament.
If I remember right, let's look and see what they're doing. They're doing some special things for this first squad. First of all, it was a discounted squad. It was a $70 entry fee. Regular entry fee is $90 bucks.
Sure.
Plus,
is Scott paying high female finish?
No, I don't think he's doing any of that.
He's not doing that anymore?
Not this year. I was wanting to see. So each squad's going to bowl 4 qualifying game. Top 4 squads from the 8:30 a.m. squad tomorrow are guaranteed to advance into Sunday's top 32. Squad leader for tomorrow morning will also get a $100 bonus. And that's coming from Big Four Sox, David Slavin.
David Slavin, great guy.
If you guys watching are subscribers to our YouTube channel, we did an interview with David a couple weeks ago at the Indiana Scratch Classic. That interview is up there. Kind of explains what that sock is all about. I've worn them. I'm going to wear them tomorrow. I'll be on my feet a lot.
I have 5 pairs of them myself.
Yeah, they do work.
Yeah, I wear them for bowling. When I go out to golf, by far the most comfortable sock I've ever been in.
If you're not a bowler and if you spend, like, say, you work on your feet all day, this is a good sock to have.
Oh, absolutely.
So, Anyways, back to this. So he gets a $100 bonus tomorrow morning squad, courtesy of Big Four Stocks. The remaining 28 spots will be filled from all 5 squad combined. So the only incentive for this squad was just the discounted
entry fee. Okay.
Bowlers who enter tomorrow will be will pay $90. Re-entry is $80.
Okay.
So there'll be squads tomorrow at 8:30 a.m., noon, 3:30 p.m., and 7 p.m. So we live here tomorrow. And if the squads run on time, we'll be out here at this decent time, which normally they do.
Sure.
So. All right, some other scores. There was a 222 shot on lane 12. I didn't see who shot that.
I didn't either.
That's still a pretty good shot.
That's a very good game. You shoot that kind of game 4 games, and you're going to be sitting really good.
Yeah, go home and enjoy the night.
Yeah.
See you Sunday.
Exactly. What's the format now for Sunday, Chad? Once the bowlers make it for match play,
it's match play 1 versus 32 and so on, but it's best 2 out of 3
2 out of 3
round until there's a winner.
Okay.
So what we'll do is we'll broadcast all the action on Sunday. Once we get down to the final 4, we will kind of stop the broadcast, reposition some cameras, and we'll do kind of a more formal broadcast. Scott Gilmore will be in the booth. I'm not sure who's joining him yet, but we'll do the final 4 matches in the championship match right there on 11 and 12.
Sure.
Sunday, if you've never watched this broadcast, Sunday gets exciting.
It's
we've
very
seen
fun
some
to watch.
really close matches in the past. I remember a couple of years ago there was one match. I can't remember who bowlers were right off the bat. But literally, it was a 120 to 115 game, something like that. They both bowled below 130. And I remember watching that game and actually drew a crowd because it went down to the 3rd and final game. And they were the only ones bowling that round, and it drew a crowd. And you think somebody like, oh, they pick up the spare. They've got this. They missed the spare.
Yep.
So it was just kind of like, I can't believe this was happening. But that was probably the most exciting match, even though the score was so low.
Sure.
You don't see that every day. Yes, we had that on the live stream. That was Corey Brown.
That was pretty crazy.
Corey Brown just chopped off just the 6 pin, I believe.
He got a 2 count.
Okay, so he got the
6-9.
6-9. Bowlers are starting to move to their next pair for game 2. Scott should be giving us a update on scores every game, so we'll be able to give you at least the top 5, top 10 of this squad. And then we'll post those on our Savage Bowling Facebook page every round. So if you're not a subscriber to our Facebook page, please go out there and like it.
And Chad,
where you're going to see all of the scores.
For those that don't know where to go to check out the live stream, where does the audience need to?
If they're on a PC, they can go to savagebowling.tv. If you're using your smartphone and you're on the YouTube app, just search Savage Bowling TV. You'll see us right there. And it's pretty simple. You see that we're live, we click on it, and there we are.
Yep.
I hope you guys sound as good as you look.
Thanks, Joe Massey. And you know what's going to help this weekend? The weather's beautiful besides the rain that we're going to get tomorrow. But 60 degrees,
you can't complain about that.
That's pretty warm for
December.
This time of year.
Yeah, you can't complain about that.
Yeah, we're always
this time of the year, you never know what the weather's going to be like.
We're always sweating, hoping that we get good weather, because that does affect the turnout.
Sure.
Andrew on YouTube's asking if the morning squad is sold out. None of the squads are sold out. It's 100% walk-in.
Sure.
So if you're thinking about coming to bowl, just show up about an hour before beforehand, and you'll be able to get in.
Yep.
I don't think we've ever had a squad full of 72 bowlers. We've had in the 60s, but we've never sold out a squad. So if you're looking to come out, Andrew, come on out tomorrow. Love to see you. All right, we're going to go on to another pair. Go down to the high end. That's the only pair that's bowling right now. Wesley Lowe, just walking off the approach there.
Kid has amazing talent.
Oh, yeah. Andrew said he's coming to bowl tomorrow.
Okay.
Stop by the booth and say hi
Great.
to us.
Great.
Yeah, Wesley, he won this tournament a couple years ago, and he made it look easy when the shot was hard.
Two-hander.
Yep, left-hander.
Just has amazing talent.
Yep. Again, you're watching the 21st edition of the Ebonite Lafayette Open. Let's go through our sponsors really quick again. Of course, Tim Seifer's sitting with me. He sponsored this tournament. Savage Bowling Pro Shops, Ebonite, Big Four Socks. David from Big Four Socks is here, so if you're going to come bowl, stop by his booth, say hi. Check out the socks. He's got some other things, too. He's at least got some towels and grip sacks as well, I saw. Bama Benton Court, Smith Heating and Cooling Drain Service, Schomer's Plumbing. Let's see, Ace Fire Protection, Awards Unlimited providing the trophy. Once again, they've been with us since day one.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Great.
Since day one. Again, excellent sponsors. A lot of the same sponsors sponsor this every year, and that's great. That's pretty good loyalty.
Absolutely.
Also want to thank Mustang Alley for hosting the tournament, 21st edition. If you haven't been here in a while,
It's
new
changed?
owners, yes, it's changed. The new owners took over in June. They completely redone the bar. It's beautiful. They made some cosmetic changes out here on the lanes. Working on another big project. We're sitting right in front of it right now with new ball racks. The railings before were higher, and it really it's hard to watch bowling when that line of sight is right in front of you. You couldn't see the pins. Also, with what they're doing is they're creating bench seating down there too. A lot of bowlers will love that.
Absolutely.
So stop in, check out the new changes. I don't think they're done, honestly.
They've done a lot of great work to this place.
Right, the center is brighter. I don't know if you probably can't tell that a whole lot on this live stream, but they all new lighting. So yeah, check it out. Yeah, I see Mark Sullivan just took a chair. Did you see him do that?
Yes.
He took a chair over the railing. See, when he comes back next year, he'll have bench seating.
Yep.
And I think the older players will enjoy that.
I totally agree.
All right, let's go back down to 3 and 4.
3 and 4?
We're 5 and 6. I'm sorry. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Okay.
Down the low end of the house. Starting to see a few more splits.
It looks like local bowler Tim Logan. They're on lane 7.
Yeah.
Just picked this pair up.
He bowled pretty well in the Scratch Classic. I think when I don't think you were there, but
I was not there that weekend.
He was in second, I want to say, going into match play. I don't think he bowled too well when it got in match play, but he bowled pretty well in qualifying.
if we keep it on 7 and 8, it looks like last year's winner could be on that pair, Joe Bailey.
Yes.
Joe is on this pair.
Yep.
Joe is getting ready to throw a shot on lane 8. Joe's a great guy. I actually got to know him a little bit last year. I qualified the Friday evening squad last year.
Are you going to bowl this year?
I am not. I have other commitments this weekend. I'm going to be out of town a good chunk of the weekend. So when I talked to Scott about helping sponsor, he had kind of asked me if I would be interested in helping out with the live stream on the Friday evening, and I said sure. So here I am. But Joe Bailey, back to Joe. I actually qualified with him last year out here. Great guy. I have a lot of respect for him. He gave me some pointers.
That was a good shot.
Yeah, it was a great shot. After we got done qualifying, just a great guy. And Joe, years ago, I would say probably 5 or 6 years ago, Joe was bowling on the tour, on a national tour. I'm not for sure if he still has his card anymore, but Joe has bowled on the PBA tour. So well-known player from Ohio, the Ohio area.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and for the viewers, if you're new to this tournament does draw from people out of state. You know, I have people from Kentucky, Illinois, Michigan.
All over the Midwest, yeah.
We had some people from Wichita State come one year. I think a lot of the team did.
Sure.
And so, yeah, people kind of come from all over the Midwest. We've had, in the early years, we had people come from the Carolinas.
Wow.
North Carolina drive here. And they did that for a few years, and then, not sure what happened after that. But, yeah, I mean, driving that way for a tournament, that's
dedication.
Dedication, yes. And in the beginning, we're just, we started this in '98 thinking, let's run a tournament, and not expecting it to become something like this. Now, Scott kind of took it and ran with it after a few years, but, we didn't even expect then, the first year, to have people coming from out of state, and it happened.
That's awesome.
And if you didn't know the story, we were sitting, I used to run the pro shop here back in the day, and I used to run sweepers and stuff. And we're like, we want to run something bigger. I was like, man, I would love to run a tournament, put on a TV show. And he's like, oh, we can do that. I'm like, huh? So he had some contact at our local cable company.
I remember.
And we put on a TV show that first year.
I remember the TV show.
And
was it on TV after the first year? Did they do it for a couple years?
We did it many years. I want to say probably 2006-ish.
Okay.
2007 was probably the last time it was on TV. It got way too expensive. We decided let's put that money into the prize fund. We were still guaranteeing, I think, $1,000, $1,500.
Sure.
But it just kind of ran its course. But a ton of work.
Sure.
A ton of work. And in fact, some of those shows are on our YouTube page.
Yeah, you've done great work with that.
I made one of them.
Back in those days, I can remember watching.
Well, I remember seeing you in the crowd.
Well, I was in the crowd in one of them. I do remember that.
Yeah.
Gary Ness, Terry Clayton, and those guys back in those days, were making the TV shows.
And winning.
Vinny Atria was the name back in those days.
Yeah, he dominated these tournaments.
Yeah, he was from Kentucky, if I remember right. Louisville, yeah.
He won in 2000 and he won in 2004. But I think he made other TV shows too. I mean, he made every one of these.
Yeah, he was a phenomenal bowler.
All right, going
so
to
Chad,
11 and 12.
We're on 11 and 12.
Kelly Weedman just bowled.
Yeah.
I think it was a Brooklyn strike.
Local bowler.
I was talking to her beforehand. She's like, just starting to get back into bowling. I hadn't bowled for 3 years, and I'm going to bowl a tournament. I was like, well, this is the way to do it. Spend $70 and just jump right in.
That's exactly what she told me too earlier. That she had been out of the sport for 3 years or so. Mm-hmm. So it's nice to see her back, trying to compete again. So
And Jeff Mann getting ready to bowl on lane 12 here. She says Kelly says she was nervous because she was going to be bowling with Jeff. I was like, come on, Kelly. She said.
There's Jeff getting ready to throw a shot on lane 12.
We'll double dribble there, but I think it was a little bit fast.
Got Joe Massey up here on lane 13.
That's the farthest out I've seen Joe play in this tournament. Usually he's in third arrow.
Yeah, normally he's way inside.
That's a good shot, though.
That's a great shot.
I know he was having some elbow problems this time last year. Pinched nerve or something.
Yep.
And didn't bowl for a while.
Wesley Lowe here, Chad, getting ready to throw a shot on lane 13.
Watch this speed.
Unbelievable.
He's throwing urethane, isn't he?
That looked like a urethane ball.
Purple hammer, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Got another local bowler getting ready to bowl on lane 11. Jonathan Chase.
Yes, former Harrison High School bowler.
Absolutely, he was on the team with Jeff Mann when they won state.
Yep, we covered that show in Fort Wayne a couple years ago.
Yep,
that was awesome because we
great.
We knew these kids,
yep.
And to watch them do that,
sure,
in person was pretty special.
Sure,
it was hard to. I think it was hard for Scott to do that show and remain neutral.
Sure,
since we were covering a local team, but
sure,
it was pretty cool.
This is Gene Perez that we were talking about earlier, bowling on 13. Strong lefty.
Smooth game.
Urethane.
And he got that.
Urethane. He loves his urethane, and he will score with the best of them with urethane.
Yeah. A lot of purple hammers.
Yep.
Is what I think it's what.
I think he had a black one down there earlier too during practice. Yeah.
Aaron McCormick just getting a ball here on 15. You see his ball going there on the right-hand screen.
I'm telling you, Chad, the more I'm watching this coverage tonight, shot just looks like it's getting more tricky out there right now.
Yep.
Looks like the lanes are extremely tight.
Yeah, Jeff missed the headman there on lane 11. He'll be one of those bowlers where he'll probably fish around this squad and bowl again and make it or be really close to making it.
Sure.
He's one who he learns a lot from his mistakes.
Absolutely.
So,
Wesley Lowe, I mean, just the ball speed and everything that kid has is just, and what he can do two-handed is just,
yeah.
To even try to do the two-handed bowling, it just unbelievable what they can do.
I remember as a kid, I practiced every day, and it was always me and another friend practicing, and at the end of practice, we would just start messing around and go two-handed. And I remember that being the hardest thing to do. And it was cool to see. I never hit the ball a lot. I never could hook the ball, but it was cool to see your ball hit that much.
Sure.
And then out of nowhere, Belmonte comes out, and it's like, who's this? What's he doing? How can he do this? Well, it actually even goes beyond before that. No, people might know him, may not know him, but Joe Rupp. You remember Joe?
Joe Rupp.
He bowled for Purdue.
He used to bowl here in Lafayette.
And bowled in Lafayette.
Yep.
And he bowled two-handed and did not use that. He was right-handed, but he didn't use that offhand for support.
Mm-hmm.
He cupped it, and he was accurate. He was a good player.
He was a very good player.
We used to tease him because we used to go bowl sweepers or a tournament, and he would never, ever get in brackets, and he'd lead the squad. It's like, Joe, get in brackets, you can make money. No. No, I'm not going to bowl that well. Then he leads. It happened every time. But, yeah, he was a good player. And then, Jason Belmonte just took it to a whole new level.
Mm-hmm.
And you would think that physically it would take a toll. Those guys are in good shape, but they don't seem to be slowing down.
Chad, I just got a text from a really good friend of mine, Bob Wilson. He's another local player. He's injured right now.
Didn't he get his?
He's having some hip issues.
He was getting a hip replacement. He messaged me on Facebook a little bit ago because we didn't come live right away.
Yeah, he's watching the coverage right now, and great bowler.
Get well soon, Bob.
Yeah, get well soon, Bob. We know you'll be out here next year bowling this event.
Yeah, I know he was talking to me about maybe bowling for him when he had his surgery, but I couldn't. Yeah, he messaged me on Facebook when we said we're going to go live 30 minutes before each squad. Well, that didn't happen because I was plugged into the wrong internet port.
It's all your fault, Chad.
So I should have tested it first. It's my fault. So then I started up, and the computer froze. So that was really nice. So we're good now.
But yes, the people like Bob and everyone out there watching the coverage, thank you for watching the coverage and like we said, this is one of. Unfortunately, I'm not able to bowl this weekend, but this is one of my favorite tournaments of the year, hands down. It's just a great atmosphere.
And I just got a message from Bob. Yeah, I mean, I'm always excited to do this event for Savage Bowling TV. It's better to me to do this than bowl. I mean, I don't make money off this, but I don't lose money now either, right? So
that's kind of how I'm feeling about myself.
But I love covering this and spending all the time with the bowlers, and
sure,
it's a lot of work, but
sure,
it doesn't feel like work to me.
The fun thing for you doing this live stream is, with you being here the whole weekend, you're going to see so many different styles, approaches with this sport that, people at home watching, you're going to see a little bit of everything this weekend, right. Literally.
Right. I mean, the viewers are get, the basic storylines. They're going to see kind of things develop. Right. I'm going to see a lot more throughout the weekend.
Sure.
We got more live streams coming out after this. We're going to take a little bit of a break for the holidays, and we're going to be doing the Indiana State Masters.
Oh, okay.
This year, we're just going to be covering Sunday match play in the finals, kind of like what we did for the Scratch Classic. I believe we may be doing the Queens too. I don't know if that was confirmed or not. But then before the Queens, if we are doing the Queens. We'll be doing the high school
bowling.
High school bowling again. We love doing that event. That'll be back in Anderson, Indiana.
Okay.
That event is fun. Scott and I both bowled in college, and really that tournament's up there with, the biggest college tournaments as far as the atmosphere, as far as how many people are there.
Well,
that just the whole thing.
I used to help run our local high school bowling conference. I want to say it's been 3 or 4 years ago, probably. I had a blast, and I do miss it. So it's a lot of work, especially when you're working a lot of hours and trying to bowl some league yourself and tournaments. It's
easy to get burnt out.
I really got burnt out with the sport, and but high school bowling is so much fun to be a part of. Those kids just make it so much worthwhile. I loved every one of those kids, that I got to see, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I think. I was around high school bowling before. I coached Harrison High School. That was our very first coach.
Okay.
Don't know if you know that or not.
I did not know that.
And when it started, I didn't even think it was going to go as far as it has, because we just had a few teams, It was hard to get players. There wasn't a dress code, as far as I remember, as far as the matches went.
Right. Obviously, there is now.
Yeah, and it just was very informal.
Sure.
There wasn't a lot of rules and things like that.
Sure.
I did it for a year, and then I think Doug Weedman took over for Harrison.
Okay.
Then I got out of bowling, actually, for about 3 years, and started working in another bowling center here in town. And we had the first high school meet. I hadn't been around, Walked in that day, and the place was packed. I'm like, wow, it's how much it's grown. And that was in 2004, and I think the first year was in 2000, maybe when they started. So just really in that 4 or 5 year time frame,
Sure.
high school bowling went from not a lot to a bunch.
Sure.
Now I think they're just under 200 schools. Still trying to reach that 200 because I really think they want to go the IHSA route. And the IHSA route says you have to have 200 schools, I believe. So that's something they're working on.
Sure.
Well, they're starting to finish game 2. Joe, what'd you have? Hey, Joe, what'd you have? What'd you have? Yeah, 234 for Joe Massey on 13-14. He was standing right here next to me. He looked like he had a pretty good line. We're going to take a break after this game. I'm going to go down to the tournament office and see, Scott, give me some scores.
Yep.
So we can update all the viewers out there.
Sure.
Tim Logan there on the lane 7. And I think I saw what Tim's ball did there. You're going to start seeing a lot of that. People are playing in.
Yep.
Ball starts squirting a little bit.
Yep. There's some players out here tonight, Chad, that I'm not familiar with.
No, I see a lot of.
I see a lot of new faces out here that I'm not totally familiar with. Which is great.
Oh yeah, yep, for sure.
It's amazing what social media can do with the sport as far as tournaments go,
right?
And whatnot.
Yeah, I remember back in the day how we spread the word. We went to bowling centers everywhere and dropped off flyers. Well, we would do that when we would mail the flyers to bowling centers.
Yeah.
And started a mailing list and mailed them to the bowlers. That costs a lot of money between postage, getting the flyers printed.
Right.
Now you really, Scott still prints some flyers and takes them to tournaments himself. But I don't think he does a mailing. It's all done through Facebook and social media.
Yeah, if you have
a flyer there.
If you have a Facebook account, you can pretty much find any kind of tournament you want to find on there. It's great. We actually have our own group page for
the Lafayette Open.
Lafayette Bowling, Lafayette Open too.
You started the Lafayette Bowling page.
I do. I do. Some
you were the creator, right? Were you the creator, or were you just
Rob Lucas helped get this thing going? Him and I. A couple of years ago, I would post scores pretty much every week for all three centers here in Lafayette, and it got to a point. It got to be a lot of work, and
that is a lot of work. Well, you're depending on other people that send you the scores, probably, right?
And I was. But trying to bowl 3 nights of league and working a lot of hours for my job, it's just, unfortunately, I don't have the time that I used to have to be able to do it. But bowlers still see my name out there promoting tournaments in the group page. And speaking of tournaments, we do have a local one coming up here, Chad. The Christmas Eve tournament.
Sunday. Let me go get the flyer about that, because this is a tournament that's great. I know right where it's at, too. Oh, yeah, it's right behind us. Can you hear me that? So Jared Massey here. He's the manager of Mustang Alley. Also owns Mass Reaction Pro Shop here at Mustang Alley. Puts this tournament on. This is the 4th annual Christmas Eve tournament.
Yep.
He's running it similar to what he did last year.
Yep.
Guaranteed $500 for first place. 100 entries is going to pay $1,000. It's December 23rd, Christmas Eve.
Yep.
3 squads, noon, 3, and 6. $50 entry fee, 1 in 5 cash. You're just posting a score. 4 games, you're posting a score.
Right.
He's going to pay $100 to the top woman, guaranteed, and you're a sponsor.
Yeah, I don't know who that guy is, but yeah. Well, like I said, I truly enjoy giving back to the sport.
And you sponsor a number of local bowlers at some tournaments, don't you?
At one point, I was sponsoring quite a few bowlers for local stuff and stuff outside of Lafayette. I've even sponsored some PBA stuff as far as bowlers go.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Wasn't he your first one you sponsored who won? Didn't I see that on Facebook?
Matt Staniger won a PBA regional for me in Fishers at Pinheads Entertainment Center. I want to say
not too long ago, right?
It was either last year, 2017, or it was 2016. Just unbelievable moment in my life, trying to help someone out. That's a day I'll never forget.
Yeah, it is pretty cool to be able to put your money on to someone and have faith that they're going to do well, and then they win.
Yeah.
And they won because of you, because you put them in.
So I enjoy it. Do I do it as much as I used to with bowlers? Absolutely not. I've had some major things change in my life lately.
Yes, you have.
I'm extremely happy right now, and I'm actually going to be moving out of Lafayette at the end of April. I'm going to be moving closer to the Indy area, so I will no longer be bowling in Lafayette next season.
Yeah, we'll miss you too. But there's a lot of good places to bowl down there.
Oh yeah, yeah. But no, happiness is taking me elsewhere, which is great for me.
That's not a bad thing.
No. So, but yeah, I appreciate everyone's support in this city, and I like I said, I enjoy giving back, but please, continue to follow us in Lafayette Bowling and Lafayette Open, 'cause I will promote the Christmas Eve tournament in the Lafayette Bowling page, the Lafayette Open page as well. So
yeah, come out and bowl this tournament. I bowled it. I haven't bowled it the last. Oh wait a minute, I think I've bowled 2 of the 4. I bowled it the first year and maybe last year. The first year he did an actual tournament where there was a cut, and he had it in the evening. It was during the week.
I want to say he did a stepladder finals
He
too.
did a stepladder finals.
If I remember right.
Yep. It was similar to the Thanksgiving Eve tournament that was held at Market Square Lanes here in Lafayette. He did it like at 10 o'clock at night start, and he just bowled 3 games and he got to the top 5. He didn't do any match play or anything like that. He did a stepladder. Does he talk to you about the pattern? I know last year it was pretty easy.
Good. I believe it's gonna be.
Is it on the back?
Oh,
there? Well,
let's see. Modified house pattern.
So it'll be easy.
Yeah, score's gonna be. It's gonna take a big number
from the Kegel Landmark Recreation Pattern.
Sure.
Database. So it'll be It'll be scoreable. But I think your Christmas time, you really want to have some fun.
And me as a sponsor for the event, I want to see bowlers out here. I want to see faces out here.
Yeah.
So please come out and bowl. It's a great tournament. I'm going to kick in some money. I know what I'm going to kick in, but I'm not going to make that announcement yet. It's just going to be a surprise.
Similar to what you did last year?
Yeah. But just come out and bowl, and you'll find out. It's the holidays, and I just enjoy giving back. So, and
trying to find some good place for this Ebonite logo.
Chad, where going back to people wanting to chime in on us tonight, where can they go to if they got questions they want to ask us? Where can they go to do this?
Watch the live stream directly from YouTube on the YouTube page. or I think you can even access it from the app. There is a chat box up. A number of people have talked to us, asked questions. Feel free to ask questions. I'm kind of looking at that from time to time, but there is a chat box. If you don't have a YouTube account, you don't. All you really need is a Gmail account, I believe, to be able to chat with us on here, and real easy to do. All right, we're going to take a break. They finished the first 2 games. I'm going to kind of go down and talk to Scott, see if he's got a update on scores, and we'll take a break and we'll be back here in just a few minutes.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
All right, welcome back. Chad Lester here, Savage Bowling TV. Let's go through the Game 1 standings. Don't have the Game 2 standings quite yet. So after Game 1, we'll give you the top 5. Randy Muse with 252. Connor Hickey, 222. Austin Bell, 221. Tommy, I can't say this last name, it's TKACZ. I know I'll mess it up if I say it regularly, but he's in 4th with 220, and in 5th, Jackson Cross at 216. Our defending champion is in 6th, actually, with 213, Joe Bailey. We'll have standings here in just a few minutes after Game 2. They were having a little bit of technical difficulty down in the tournament office. That's why we didn't have any standings. But as soon as we get those, we will go over those. Right now, you're looking at lanes 5, 6, 7, and 8. Mike Leach just walked off the approach. We're in the beginning of Game 3, and we'll be back on the air with some commentary here in just a few minutes. All right, we're back. 21st annual Ebonite Lafayette Open. We're looking at Squad 1 here at Mustang Alley in Lafayette, Indiana. 4 more squads tomorrow beginning at 8:30 in the morning. If you guys are up that early, join us. Drink your morning coffee with us and watch some good bowling. Right now we're looking at lanes 15, 16, 17, 18. Kelly Weedman just picked up a spare. Jackson Cross shooting at a spare on lane 16, and he got it. Still looking for scores for game 2. And Tim just said we're close on scores. How close, Tim?
Real close. Karen is actually down there collecting the scores, so we should have update after game 2 here shortly.
Good, good. I know they have a hard job down there. When you only have 4 bowlers on a pair,
right.
Trying to get those scores and get them put in and get the standings put out, and it's just constant. You're going fast.
Sure.
There's not much downtime. Especially when you're sitting there, you're trying to count bracket money, you're trying to, get those together and get those out. I mean, it's just 2 of them down there. They do a heck of a job.
It's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember being down there helping too. It gets stressful sometimes as well.
It does, especially when you get, a little office down there where you get 25 to 30 bowlers.
Yeah,
waiting in line to get checked in. It becomes overwhelming.
It does
after a while.
Yep.
But it's all worth it in the end. So.
Oh yeah, once you do it, once you get, you've done it for a long time. I don't think it's as stressful.
No.
Scott said he was a little bit stressed down there when I was talking to him. They're using a different tournament program for their standings than what they've used in the past, so they're still kind of learning.
Chad, have we talked about scores after at least game 1 so the viewers have
Yes, I went to the top 5, top 6.
Okay. Just looking at the scores, it's pretty typical.
They've leveled out. Definitely have leveled out.
After the first game, out of 48 bowlers, only 11 bowlers were plus after game 1. So that speaks volume for lane conditions and whatnot that these bowlers are bowling on. So,
and I bet there's not going to be 11 bowlers plus after game 2. We'll see once he gives us the standings.
I would say no. So, Chad, where are we at live? That was Jackson Cross, local bowler that just got done bowling there. What lanes are we on there?
Is that J.J. Lake there on lane?
That is J.J.
On 16?
Yep. Was a Frankfurt bowler at one time when that bowling center was open.
Ran into him at the Neon Cactus over the summer and hung out with him and his crew. Had a good time that night.
Jeff Mann is down
Shooting
there bowling.
7 pin. I think Jared's bowling here on 11 and 12, isn't he? Jared Massey. Is that him sitting right there? Yeah, he's sitting right there in the new bench seats, bowling right here on 11 and 12.
That is Jared, yeah.
We'll get him on the live stream this weekend.
Jared runs the pro shop here at Mustang Alley, Mass Reaction Pro Shop.
Does a fine job.
Does a great job. He drills all my stuff. Great friend of mine, and
he drills mine too. Whenever I get a new ball, once in a blue moon. Let's go ahead and switch
So we
back
are
on to 11 and 12, 19, 11, 12, 13, and 14 here.
Yep.
Right in front of us.
This is Andy Griswold getting ready
Lafayette
to bowl
bowler.
in Lafayette bowler, bowling on lane 12. He actually won doubles in the city tournament with the guy overlooking my shoulder right now,
Dwayne
Cross.
Cross. What's up, Dwayne? It's been a long time. Yeah, congratulations, Dwayne, on that.
Him and Andy won doubles in the city tournament.
Appreciate it. It's awesome. And you guys got an eagle.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a good partner. I only shot about 660 of that. He had 795 of it.
Yeah. Jared, I think went. It was here, right? The tournament was here, right?
Singles and doubles were here.
Yeah, because Jared went live on Facebook because Andy had a shot at 800. I remember watching it.
Andy was throwing a brand new ball that weekend, and I don't think he'd ever thrown it prior to that weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Jared had just drilled it that day.
Yeah, he shot lights out.
We have game 2 standings coming here in a minute.
Oh, this is it. I kept looking at it. I'm thinking that there's only one game. I kept looking at these two.
You just saw Jared bowl on here on lane 12.
The kid actually on lane 11, Chad, he's just got into our area this season. I believe he's from Illinois.
He bowls here in Lafayette now?
Yes, he bowls in my King League that I bowl in at Arrowhead.
Okay.
His name is Ryan Mooney.
I've heard that name before.
Very talented player. Ryan, I believe, made the cut. Well, no, I bowled the Lafayette Masters, and Ryan had a pretty good showing in the Lafayette Masters.
That's where I saw
I want to say he bowled Scratch Classic too. Mm-hmm. Very good player. Has a great game. And the guy that's getting ready to bowl in lane 10, Mike Leash.
Leash, yeah. He used to
bowl here in Lafayette
he used to bowl
years
in Lafayette
ago.
For a long time.
Great guy.
Mm-hmm. From the Indy area now?
From the Indy area now. Doctor, I believe.
Is he?
I believe he is a doctor.
I knew something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, he's here almost every year. I see Trent Marner down there. I didn't even know he was here today.
Yeah, I saw Trent earlier.
Down on 3 and 4.
Good player from Kokomo.
Mm-hmm.
Here on lane 13, Chad, is your defending champion, Joe Bailey.
Mm-hmm. And he was in 6th after the first game. As soon as we get some scores here, we'll know where he's at after game 2. Right now they're in about the 7th, 8th frame of the game 3. So it's going really quick.
It is going really quick. Pace of play is really good.
Mm-hmm. Nice shot by Andy Griswold there on lane 11. All right, down to 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Kid on lane 8 there is a local bowler. I'm just trying to find his name. Kyle Burdine is his name. He's a local bowler here in Lafayette. And so,
we have some standings.
Got
all right.
some updates after game 2.
After game 2, your leader is still Randy Muse. Shoots 194 second game.
And he's still leading.
He's still leading. He's leading. He's got 446, so he's plus 46. At plus 44 is Chris Cundiff. Plus 21 in 3rd place is Connor Hickey. In 4th with plus 20, Joe Massey. And then our defending champion, Joe Bailey, is also at plus 20. So he's tied for 4th.
And speaking of Joe real quick, sorry, Chad.
Which Joe?
Joe Bailey.
Okay.
He's got a really good run going right now in this 3rd game. He's sitting at 129 in the 5th with a double to follow. So he's got a really nice game going right now.
Mm-hmm. Some other scores here. 7th place, Wesley Lowe, plus 11. Gene Perez, the last bowler who is plus, he's plus 1. Next bowler is Jackson Cross, minus 7. A couple of you on the in the chat, Nick Squires. Somebody asked about Nick Squires. Where's Nick? Is Nick even bowling?
I saw his name earlier.
Nick Squires, 41st place, minus 88. Also, Joe Myers was the other person somebody asked about. He's in 37th at minus 77. So those are your standings after 2 games. I'm going to take a picture of this and put it on Facebook.
Joe Bailey there with the great shot. Some of your other local bowlers, Jackson Cross, yes, he's sitting 9th after 2 games at minus 7. Tom Cavanaugh sitting 13th at minus 21. Austin Bell is sitting 15th at minus 23. Andy Griswold is sitting 16th at minus 25. Jeff Mann right now is currently 19th at minus 37. Michael Llewellyn is sitting 25th at minus 48. Jared Massey is sitting 26th at minus 49. Tim Logan sitting 30th at minus 57. Andrea Wright, we haven't talked about Andrea Wright, but she's a local bowler too. She bowls women's league Tuesday night at Arrowhead.
Did she finish 2nd in the Queens?
I believe she did to Karen.
Yeah.
Yes. Andrea is sitting 35th at minus 66. JJ Lake is sitting 36th at minus 68. Ryan Mooney is sitting 38th at minus 78. Todd Hinkle, we haven't talked about him, but he's another local bowler from the Frankfort area, I believe. He's sitting 39th at minus 79. Jonathan Chase sitting 42nd at minus 91.
You know what I'm seeing for some players that are playing the gutter right-handed is they're starting to get the ball. They're trying to keep it on line.
Sure.
But the ball starts fading and it just never makes the turn.
The shot is getting real tricky out there.
Yes.
We're seeing bowlers playing the lanes from different angles, seeing them try to play deep. You know, seeing the bowlers trying to play outside a little bit.
Yes.
You know, you go back to different surfaces with bowling balls. We've seen that. Bowlers using different surfaces and whatnot. So a lot of strategy comes into play when it comes down to a tournament like this with these lane conditions.
Yeah, and this house just in general, though, is tough when you're moving throughout the house.
Sure.
Sure. It's a little bit of an older surface. It's 18 years old. We put it in here in 2099, I think it was. So it's 18, 19 years old. And it's an older center, so it's going to play differently throughout the house.
Pair to pair, they're going to play different.
Pair, yeah.
Pair to pair, they play different for league. For league bowlers.
Yeah. Well, one lane to another. I mean, there's a lot of times every week when I bowl league here where one lane's tighter than the other every week.
Yep.
And it's not the lane machine. It's the characteristic of the lane. And that makes this tournament just difficult, too.
Topography of the lanes, has a lot to do with what the lane conditions are going to play like.
Yes.
It's that, and also bowlers. How they break the lane conditions down. During practice and whatnot, and where bowlers are playing parts of lanes, and
Yeah, because everybody, you're following different sets of people.
You're following bowlers that are playing different parts of the lane than what you could be playing. So yeah, obviously they are going to be tricky. They are going to be hard.
That's what makes our sport so much different
Right.
than other sports. Is in golf, you can see the hazards. You can't see the hazards in bowling.
You cannot.
You can feel the hazards,
Right.
but it's still not 100. You're not 100% sure that is what it is.
Right.
And with bowling, it's you against the lane a lot of times.
Absolutely.
So golf's hard. Don't get me wrong. I played golf once in my life, and
I love golf.
It was a lot of fun, but it was really hard.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd probably go play golf again. But
I love to golf.
Yeah, I just played at a par 3 here in Lafayette. They used to have Parview, I think it was.
Parview over in West Lafayette.
I don't think it's there anymore.
Yeah.
But I went there and played, and that was hard enough. And I think golfers say a lot of things. Golfers will say a lot about the same thing about bowling.
Sure. Where are we at live here, Chad?
We are on right here in front of us, back here on 11 and 12.
Okay.
We're going to go to 15 and 16 probably next. Trying to bounce around evenly here so everybody can say.
Joe Bailey is finishing up a really big game right now. He throws the next 2 strikes. He's shooting 279, Chad.
Yes.
Joe there bowling on lane 14. One more. He's got
himself a good
279.
line. Yeah.
And like we said, Joe right now is sitting in 5th after 2 games at plus 20. So, 279 added onto that 20.
He might be our new leader.
He's probably most likely going to be our new leader.
Really, in these tournaments, you just want to get in. You just want to get in, and because come Sunday, it's a whole different ball game once you get into match play.
And here we go with Joe finishing up his last shot here. Let's see if he can
see him on the right hand of your
279 off here. 279 for Joe Bailey. What a game,
great game,
Chad.
yes. Wonder what he left there I think it was the 6th or 7th frame.
Great game, Joe. So that gets Joe to plus 99 after 3 games. That is a really nice number. Going back to the lane conditions, for bowlers that understand, these lane conditions are going to play different tomorrow morning.
Yeah, they'll play different
They're
throughout
going to
the
play
weekend.
different at the noon squad.
Yeah.
They're going to play different tomorrow night.
Yeah. The more the condition gets put on the lane, the more it gets,
the more challenging they're going to get.
They made sure that for this squad that they made sure that they got the house shot off the lane. What I mean by that is they double stripped. So they stripped them twice to make sure that house shot was completely gone. Some people say that's not fair, but other people will agree that, if you leave that house shot out there, because the lane machines sometimes don't strip all that oil off.
Right.
Especially, with the amount of oil they're putting out nowadays for house shots. So if you leave that little residue out there, that's just going to give it a little bit more of a mound.
Sure.
For this squad, and the other squads will not have that.
Right.
So they're going to play a little bit tighter tomorrow and throughout the day tomorrow, especially in the front part of the lane. But, double stripping does not give an unfair advantage at all.
No. Chad, going back to the scores here, Ryan Mooney getting ready to bowl on lane 11, finishing up his game. He's got a possible 241 goal in this game.
239.
239.
We'll see Jared's shot. Nice shot for Jared. Going down to lanes 15, 16, 17, 18. We see Tom Cavanaugh getting ready to bowl here on lane 16. Left-hander. Bowled with him on Wednesday night. Not on the same team, but on other teams.
Really good player.
Yeah, really nice guy.
Yeah,
and,
he's a great guy.
You're gonna see him rifle this right off the corner.
Just got a nice easy game.
He always keeps the ball in play. You know, greater's greater, as they say. So.
Yep. Tom missed the spare there.
It's an easy. I mean, I should say it's an easy one for the left hand. I get more nervous at that one. I do the 7-pin in it nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm left-handed. There's Austin.
Oh.
Brand new baby.
Yep.
Only a few weeks old. He's here tonight. I told Austin earlier he's going to be bowling before he knows it.
Absolutely.
And he got all this noise, and the baby was asleep. But that's all they do at that age. Phil Raymond's here.
Phil is here?
Back.
Not bowling, though.
No, he'll bowl this weekend.
Yeah, he'll be bowling this weekend.
As we wait the Game 3 results, is everybody done? It looks like. Can't tell about 21 and 22. Pretty much everybody's in the fourth game, though. You got any tournaments coming up you're going to bowl? At all?
My next tournament that I'm scheduled to bowl is the Christmas Eve's Eve tournament. I just don't have a whole lot going on right now with tournaments. Like I said, I'm been out of town pretty much most of my weekends. If I'm not working on the weekends, I'm normally out of town. Just really haven't had the time to put some practice in for myself. To get out there and bowl some tournaments. Like I said earlier, I'm extremely happy right now, and I still love the game. Don't get me wrong, still love the game. I just haven't made that dedication and time to get out there and work on my game and to actually want to bowl tournaments.
Yeah, well, when you're focusing on other things in life, and he almost picked the Greek church on 11.
That would have been crazy.
You're focused on other things in life, then you know, I was the same way. I bowled all the time.
Sure.
And get married and have 2 kids.
Sure.
Those become priority.
Sure.
And
yeah. And
so I totally get it.
When I'm going to be moving next year, that's just a big move for me, and I want to be ready for that. And but yeah, I'm going to bowl the Christmas Eve tournament. Then I've been asked to bowl our city tournament in January, the team event. I'm going to bowl 2 different teams, it looks like. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Other than that, with tournaments, I don't know.
It's whenever you feel like it, right?
Whenever I feel like it. So we'll see.
Now, I'm probably going to start bowling again at the first of the year.
You gonna bowl the Christmas Eve tournament?
Probably not.
Probably
I don't
not?
think I'll be ready. When I start bowling once a week in league and kind of get in that groove again, I'll be up. I'll be ready to bowl. Maybe I'll be ready to bowl for city, and I'll bowl on somebody's team. I don't know. Would love to bowl state. State's over at Arrowhead this year.
Arrowhead's doing all the events, correct?
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Okay.
That's going to be a busy time for them.
That's going to be a busy time.
Other than that, I'm just like, I miss bowling. I don't miss bowling until I bowl.
Sure.
Then I'm like, oh, this is fun.
So we got 3 local bowlers, we're literally watching here live. Jared Massey, Tom Cavanaugh, Austin Bell.
Yeah. And that's what you would expect from this first squad. For one thing, it's cheaper.
Sure.
And a lot of the local bowlers come out on this first squad, too.
Sure.
It's we get to do on a Friday night. You see the out-of-towners come in tomorrow. There's more squads to bowl.
Yep.
And, you count your traveling time in there, too. All right, back down to the low end of the house. We see Trent Marner
here
on lane 5. First time we've seen him tonight. Big left-hander. Watch these revs. Just crushes the hole. He's a good bowler.
He's a very good bowler.
Lane
Great
9.
guy.
All right. The boss had to talk to us.
So we are looking at lanes 7, 8,
9, and 10.
9 and 10.
Mm-hmm. What I love about this tournament, too, is you never see the lefties have an advantage, an outright advantage. It's always you get a good handful of lefties in the field who make the cut and a good handful of righties.
Sure.
Now, what happens during match play, you can't control that because the lanes do break down quite a bit different in match play versus these games here.
Sure.
I've bowled in tournaments where it's about the same thing. You get a good mixture, and then you get into match play, and you just see, those lefties rise to the top because the lanes change differently.
Sure.
Because you have less play on them.
Sure.
Plus 16.
You see Trent get the split.
Oh.
Let's try.
Oh, he got it.
Oh, it bounced out.
Yeah, he got it.
Yeah. See if he looks. I was going to give him the muscle. Andy Moulton going for the 7-10. Oh. I bowled with Andy for years.
Andy bowled for Purdue, didn't he?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
He was on my team, 4 or 5 years straight.
Yeah.
In the Classic League at Market Square.
Yeah.
I think one of those years we won it.
Oh, wow.
I think it was me, Casey Taylor, Holly Pitchford now, your cousin.
My cousin Holly.
And myself.
Holly will be here bowling tomorrow, the noon squad.
I talked to her a couple of days ago.
Yeah. Yeah, she's going to bowl the noon squad tomorrow. So
said she was donating. I said, come on, you're still good. She was, no, I'm not that good anymore.
She ain't going to be donating. she's got a lot of talent.
Oh, yeah. Wonder how many of these bowlers will be bowling tomorrow. I think quite a few.
I would say there's going to be quite a few of them. I really do.
Especially some of these bowlers who think they're close. They'd be silly not to re-enter.
When I helped work the tournament with Karen and Scott last year in the office, I can recall seeing several, and I do mean several bowlers that bowled every squad on that Saturday. And, it's just, it goes to show that sometimes it takes bowling more than one squad for you to attempt to make the cut for Sunday.
If I remember right, didn't Joe Bailey last year bowl in every squad and finally made it on the last squad? Somebody did it, and he made
Chad, I think
pretty far.
I think Joe was in after the Friday squad. I think he was bowling on Saturday to try to maybe because
better himself.
Don't the bowlers can't they better their score if they bowl again?
There was somebody that made it pretty far, but barely got in.
Right, and I think he was also bowling again for brackets and high game pots and stuff like that.
Well,
so, and a lot of your bowlers do that.
Yeah, and they'll do it too to see if they can find something else.
Right.
To get ready for the next day.
You
always have that bowler who bowls all the squads and finally makes it on that last squad.
Sure. Sure.
It's a lot of work.
A lot of work.
Trent pushed
You
that
are
right.
exactly right. And see, that goes to show how tricky these lanes can be. You miss your mark.
Just by a little bit.
By just a little, and the ball is either going to go left or right.
Yeah.
And like we've said, that's how it should be. As a sponsor, like I said, if I'm sponsoring an event like this, yes, I would like to see lanes tough. And you gotta make the bowlers work for their scores. And You know, the PBA Tour, you know, they have their own patterns, you know, that they lay out for, you know, their tournaments and stuff. And a lot of those bowlers going in those tournaments know what they're going to need. You know.
We released this pattern yesterday.
Yep.
Even though I think it's pretty much the same pattern as last year, nobody knew till, I think, yesterday late morning.
Just different oil this year. And, you know, the lanes are going to play different than, obviously, they're going to play different than they did last year. So.
Amy Moore, you know, Joe Massey's relative. I don't remember if she's niece. Amy.
Oh, Amy, yeah.
Yeah, so this is what she just told us on Facebook.
Okay.
Don't take the camera down to Uncle Joe's pair of lanes. I'm about to drive to Lafayette and move the camera myself. So she wants to watch him bowl.
Okay.
Amy, if you're listening, by the time you got here, the squad would be over.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
They're in their last game of qualifying right now, so you're unfortunately not going to make it.
But if she does walk in here, we probably need to run because she will chase us down. Once again, let's thank our sponsors while we got a minute. Tim Seifers, thank you.
You're welcome,
Pat
Chad.
you on the back. Big Four Socks, Ebonite, Savage Bowling Pro Shops, Mustang Alley, Bama Benton Corp, Smith Heating and Cooling, Drain Service, Schomer's Plumbing. See who else? Oh, Awards Unlimited for providing the trophy once again. It's a beautiful crystal trophy. And Ace Fire Protection, if I didn't mention them. And then, of course, everyone who's come out to bowl. We need to thank them as well.
I want to go back to the Big Four socks. I have 5 pairs of them. If any of you out there want to know information on Big Four socks, contact David Slavin. He's here tonight. He has a table set up.
And we'll probably have him on
$10 a pair. Most comfortable sock I have ever worn in my life, hands down.
Right, we'll probably have him on the broadcast at some point.
I wear them during league night. I wear them when I'm golfing. I wear them when I'm running outside.
I bet that helps a bunch running.
Oh,
you're an avid runner.
I've got plantar fasciitis, and they've been a big help. So yeah, any questions in regards to the Big Four socks, contact David Slavin. You'll see his name all over Facebook. He will answer any questions you may have.
As I mentioned earlier, we interviewed him at the Scratch Classic, posted it on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, after the broadcast, go to our YouTube page, take a look at our videos. You'll see it there. He basically explains the sock and the kind of the science behind it, really.
Sure.
And how you can get it. You can go to big4socks.com. But if you want to learn about this, they're a great looking sock too. And he did mention in that interview, I think he mentioned in the interview, but he might have told us that, kind of like their footies right now, footy socks.
Sure.
They're looking at making full tennis socks, that maybe go up a little higher on your leg. That'd be nice for the winter time.
Sure.
I like wearing the longer socks during the winter.
Yep.
But yeah, check out that interview after the broadcast. Make sure you like it. Subscribe to our YouTube if you haven't already. It's all much appreciated.
Yep.
He's going to switch down to the high end. I think I will do that now.
So we are on
15, 16, 17, and 18.
This is Mike Lish bowling on lane 16, converting to spare.
Amy's going to chase us all down. I'm scared. Note the sarcasm, Amy. But Joe's bowling pretty well.
Joe is bowling really well.
He's in fourth, Amy, after the second game.
After the second game. We're still waiting on update after the third game.
It should not be long. Some bowlers have finished this fourth game. Once everybody has completed bowling tonight, we'll sign off. We'll take the air back in the morning at 8 a.m. It's a half an hour before the first squad starts. You can find standings for this squad on the Savage Bowling Facebook page, as well as the Lafayette Open Facebook page. We'll be posting those as soon as they're available. Long day ahead of us tomorrow. 4 squads of bowling.
Mustang Alley is a place to be this weekend.
Yes. So basically, we're going to be on 30 minutes before the start time of each squad.
Just trying to look through, Chad, to see if I can spot any high scores right now. I see a 202.
They've really dropped, in my opinion. And that's kind of what I expected. I expected them to drop.
Sure.
The later we got into the squad. A lot of balls not making it back. Seeing some 2-8-10s, buckets. And you're seeing some splits, because people try to tighten. They tighten up.
Oh.
The next shot, and then they're right through the nose.
Right. Ball speed, equipment choice, surface, they're all critical.
I don't think I've seen anybody throwing surface now.
After
we saw that in practice.
They started off with surface.
Because the pattern gives you that.
That pattern kind of gives you that look.
Yep.
And that look that you think you have may not be that look, that you have to get going. You may see something in practice with surface, but that doesn't mean you're going to see it once the competition starts.
That's right.
So,
here we
go.
Game 3. Hey, our leader,
Joe Bailey.
Joe Bailey.
Defending champion Joe Bailey.
So he's 99 over after 3 games. In second, Chris Cundiff, 661. So he's 61 over. Third place, Amy.
Joe Massey.
Oh, wait, not Amy Moore.
Sorry, Amy.
Joe Massey, plus 51. Fourth place, Mark Sullivan, plus 45. Jackson
Cross.
He made a big move. He's in fifth now at plus 18.
Good for Jackson.
Connor Hickey is in sixth at plus 17. And Randy Muse in seventh at plus 9. Those are the only players in this squad who are plus.
How many bowlers we have that are
48
plus?
bowlers.
How many are plus?
Oh, plus 7.
7
Top
out of 48
7.
bowlers are plus.
Jeffrey Mann's minus 3, and he's in 8th.
Gene
Perez
is
minus
in 10th.
9. Yep. He's been pretty consistent in 199, 202, 190.
Yep.
So those are your standings after game 3. I'm going to get these on Facebook so you guys can look at the whole picture.
Chad, do you think it's going to take minus to make the cut for match play on Sunday?
Looking at this, it wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, considering we've got
7 bowlers.
Only 7 bowlers that are plus.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. Really, 3 of them are barely plus. We got plus 9, plus 17, and plus 18. So, you take a couple marks out of that, we've got less than 7 bowlers plus. So,
that's right. This tournament's pretty much has the reputation of if you're going to make it, it's going to be minus.
Sure.
I think last year was maybe the first year it was plus. I don't remember.
I think it was plus last year to make it, but I don't think it was much.
Some bowlers have finished. Looks like the high end of the house is almost all done.
High end of the house is really finishing up. Scores have, from what I'm seeing, scores have dropped significantly this game.
Yeah.
2-0, I see a 202 and a 203.
On 15 and 16.
That, from what I'm seeing from where we are sitting, those are the only games above 200 right now.
Yeah, there's some people on 19 and 20 has a shot of 200. It looks like.
Okay.
I see like a 160, the later 160 or maybe 180. Back down here, 11 and 12. They're in the 9th frame. A lot of struggles here on 11 and 12.
Looks like lane 17 and 18, Chad. We've got.
Yeah, is that Andy
Is
Griswold?
that Andy that's got a game going?
No,
on?
he's on the right lane. So it's whoever's going to be up here on lane 17.
Yeah.
Is going to.
Can we tune into that, Chad?
We're going. There we are. See Andy bowling here on lane 18.
I'm seeing
Somebody's got a string going. Pretty good game.
Ryan.
And that's who it is.
Ryan Mooney.
Yeah. Where's he at right now?
He has made a big jump.
Yeah, he's minus 39.
Yeah, he's currently sitting 17th. He's made a big jump. He started out slow.
He had a pretty good game last game.
Ryan
he was
started
right in
out
front
of
of
the
us.
gate at 143.
Yeah.
So he's made a really nice jump.
Oh, right through the nose. Big four. Wasn't a terrible shot. That hurts. When you got string going on like that, that hurts.
And they're in the 9th frame right now, so yes, that. There's Joe Bailey bowling on lane 19. Went a little high there.
He had a few strikes going there. His body language tells me he's struggling a little bit this game. And they're just off camera.
Yes,
21
they are.
22. All right, Jared's getting ready to bowl here on 18. See, I was watching him on 11 and 12. He'd kind of try to point it up like that, and he'd go through the nose, and then he would try to, instead of pointing it, just kind of play straight down and in, kind of give you the image that it was going to hook, and then it fades.
And it fades away.
From that carry down.
Yep.
And I think the spot where he's trying to get that ball to hook is probably a lot of people's break points.
I've seen a lot of bowlers missing the head pin.
Yes. All right, let's go back down to 11 and 12. We're just going to leave it right where we're at. 11 and 12 is finishing up. Bowlers on the, the low end have finished. Don't forget, tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., we will be back on the air for the second squad of the tournament, first squad for the day on Saturday. Tim, thanks for joining me tonight.
You're welcome, Chad. I had a blast.
I don't know who's going to do it tomorrow.
I had a blast. If I was available tomorrow, I most certainly would be out here. But
Yeah,
I want to wish the bowlers the best of luck this weekend, and thanks for coming out and supporting a great event that's Scott and Karen put on. I would like to thank Holly Shepard for hosting the bowlers, and like we said, if you haven't been to Mustang Alley since it used to be Landmark Lanes, come out and check this place out. They've done a lot of nice work.
And we'll showcase some of that tomorrow. Took some video of the place a couple weeks ago, and we'll try to get that on throughout the day tomorrow.
Who knows? Maybe you can get Holly on live stream tomorrow too.
We'll have to see. If not, we'll get Larry. Larry will do it.
Larry will do it. This squad is just about finished up.
Yeah, just a couple more bowlers have to bowl. 11 and 12's done. Only people bowling in the house are on 17 and 18. There's a 200 game there, 212.
212. It's a very nice game.
Yep. All right, as these guys finish up, we're going to go ahead and sign off. As far as talking, we'll let you guys watch these last two bowlers bowl, and then we're going to sign off. Don't forget to check out the Savage Bowling Facebook page, Savage Bowling TV Facebook page, for the latest standings. Also, Lafayette Open Facebook page if you're on there. Again, we'll be back on the air at 8 a.m. tomorrow for the next squad, and I hope you guys will join us. Have your morning coffee with us, your bacon and eggs, whatever you have for breakfast. I'm going to have biscuits and gravy here.
That's always
that's kind of a tradition.
Here.
All right, Tim, thanks for joining us.
Appreciate it, Chad.
Have a good weekend.
Yep, you too.
And we'll see you next time.
Sounds good.
All right, for Tim Sleepers, this is Chad Lester. We are signing off for the night. See you in the morning, 8 a.m. for the next squad of the 2018 Ebonite Lafayette Open. So long.